Right, so back with part 3. I really didn't think we'd need a part 3 for this tag, so I'm really sorry. So held that for a few seconds to get the adhesive to hold, but literally I just stopped and started again because I want to get this done, because there's a few things I'd like to do for you today whilst husband's sleeping and girls are back at school. So that's where we've got to. And then we're going to finish the tag off with some flowers. So I've got some little material silky flowers here, just in some pretty colours, and don't use your ribbon scissors, Donna, that's really naughty to put those up there out of the way so that I know I'm not using them. I'm going to take my wire snips and snip as close as I can to the background there. Done. And do the same with these red ones. Oops, that's blue everywhere. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is just for a little bit of colour, back in a step because I put these safely out the way. They didn't get knocked. I've just got some glimmer mists. Now I wouldn't normally shake these as vigorously as I am. I would normally twirl these, but I didn't think about preparing them whilst the camera was switched off changing parts, which is my own stupidity. I'm just going to give this one a little spray with the cherub pink. There. And then, so I wouldn't shake them like this normally. And I should probably pay the price for this later when I go to use them. And then this is just starfish. And I'm not worried really that they're closing up because the way I want them on there. So, those done. A little bit of a dab just to get any excess off. Now if that happens, you didn't see that because it was off camera, if one of your beads comes out, don't worry, we'll deal with that in a second. Right, let's bring our tag back, and obviously in real life you would spray your flowers first and you'd let them dry whilst you're doing everything else, but this is Donna world. Donna doesn't do things like that. So I'm using a glue dot, a big thick 3D one for the big flower. Let's go there. And then I'm using some silicone adhesive that you usually use for decoupage, because it won't be affected by these being wet. I'm just going to put a big globule, my kids call it, on the back. I'm going to lift that petal up, I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing, and just tuck that under. Just hold for a couple of seconds, and that will do that. And then the reason I said don't worry about those pearls falling out is if that happens, if you open your flower up and just put a little glob of this silicone in the middle, it will then hold the pearls in place. And as I'm going to use that one like that anyway, I'm going to put my big gloopy glob of this on the back. Bring this down. And this is the reason I glue dotted this, so that I'm not worrying about wet silicone on it, so that I can lift it up a bit to tuck that little flower underneath. Right. Must remember though, as soon as you've finished using the silicone, or if you're between things, shut it, because it will dry up and you'll just have a big lump of hard stuff, which is no good to anyone. So and you're best to leave that to dry. And then to add the last few bits, I'm going to take a stamp from one of the Life's Journey sets and some Fiskus scissors that are a postage edge, and literally just freehand, sorry I'm off camera again, cut round, excuse me, it's getting to that time of year my hay fever's starting. Okay, so I've just cut around that, and I'm just going to take some 3D foam and some normal scissors so that I don't use my ribbon ones. Put that on the back. There, so we've just got foam on the back. And I'm just going to tuck that into there, and then to finish it off I've taken a worded greeting from one of the K & Company Words to Go buckets, and I'm just going to reopen my inks quickly, and these things are double-sided, so you can choose whichever greeting you want. And again I'm just going to do a quick version of the blended technique we did, and just those, and take my scissors, and I don't want it as one piece, so I'm just going to freehand cut them apart. If you don't like that, obviously use your paper trimmer, whether you want to do it, it's up to you, it's your project. And then this one says the good old days. Just lay them how I want along the bottom, and then we're doing for time, we're just going to get this in way. And obviously the only thing you've got left to do is mount it on chipboard if you want to strengthen the back of it, and put your hole in and put your eyelet and fibres in, which I'm not going to do because I'm not taking you to a part 4, because you all know how to put in the hole in there. I'm sure you're all majorly clever ladies and gents, and you can work out how to do that all by yourselves. You've seen the talent that's on here. So that's our finished tag, all bar the fibres, and if it was mounted on the chipboard it had its fibres in and it was all done. And in the back I just covered with the paper as well and ink it the same as I did the paper on the front. And that's our tag. So that's the one I made a few days ago that I was asked about, and this is the one we've just made. So I hope that helps. If you've got any questions, if I've gone too fast on anything, if you want anything re-explaining, please feel free to ask. I'm quite happy to do it again. If it's horrible, if it's rubbish, I'll quite happily refilm it. So just let me know what you think, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye!